YouTube. What's good? What's good? Zay back in the building, back with another video for y'all, man. And black fatigue is a real thing. If you know, you know. If you've been on TikTok, you know. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say for real. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it. Let's go.
Black fatigue is a collective tiredness that everyone in the country, especially in the United States, has for black people.
Black fatigue. Have you heard this phrase?
Black fatigue. It's all over my FYP page.
Black fatigue is real. Everybody is tired of black people.
Black fatigue.
The month of May seems to mark a lot of celebrations in people's lives. It's the start of the summer, the end of the school year, and that means people are graduating from their high schools and their colleges. A joyous time, a time to celebrate, and a time to just let loose because all your accomplishments and hard work finally amount to something in a diploma or a degree. So when this video started circulating around the internet, you would think that people would have nothing but joy for the people, the young students in the video. But then as I actually tapped into the video and saw the conversation surrounding it, it sparked this nasty conversation about this new racist phrase, black fatigue. Reading the caption, "This is jungle behavior. They act like they're tribal ancestors. These are not a socially developed people. These are savages."
And he got 2.7 million views for being a racist. God, we are so cooked. This country is cooked. People are cooked. Some people in this country are cooked. Some people are woke. Some people have knowledge. Some people are broke. Top tier bars for y'all, man.
Whites want segregation. We don't belong around each other. Black fatigue maxing. Now, obviously, that's a race rage bait. I mean, this is a predominantly black school from what I see. You're already segregated from these people. But it sparked a new term, a new dog whistle, the phrase black fatigue. And I wanted to dive deeper into what that means, why people are talking about it, and why it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Black fatigue. This video might make you uncomfortable, but it needs to be made. There's a growing sentiment, most recently, of individuals who are proclaiming they do have black fatigue. And you don't have to be a non-black person to have black fatigue. What does that phrase actually mean? Essentially, black fatigue is a growing weariness of the actions of the quote unquote black community, but it goes deeper than that because we are in 2025 now and we are being judged based on the content of our character and not the color of our skin.
So basically the gist of what this is that a collective of people are grouping in overgeneralizations, you know, memes, excerpts of videos, or just anything that black people do that they don't find socially acceptable and categorizing it as black fatigue. What's funny is black fatigue is a general statement. If you have a certain fatigue of a certain type of behavior, you should probably point it out and call that specific behavior. But painting a picture with a broad brush, calling it black fatigue is just flat out racist and also encompasses the black people that you are, like you are, the right wing, possibly grifting black people. But even if they're not grifting, you as a black person are in black fatigue. You are a part of the conversation. Now, I've seen other videos that talk about specific types of behavior, ratchetness, ghetto-ness, whatever the case may be, and they talk about having fatigue for that. I guess it's a little bit better, but ultimately, if it's black fatigue and you're black, you also get categorized into black fatigue. But let's let him continue on because he was going into this conversation about identities and all this other stuff, and I thought that that was a little bit more interesting.
The lie that's been sold to the black community in particular is that the color of our skin dictates the content of our character. That's why in the black community, sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, you are acting white when they're talking to someone like myself who doesn't act the way most people would expect a conventional black person to act. In their minds, there is a correct way to act black. And the people in your ethnic group who fulfill those very negative stereotypes, those are the ones who are going to essentially drag down the collective whole. And that's why there's individuals who are black who do and can have black fatigue because they see how damaging it is to see the worst of us attract all this negative attention that then unfortunately gets ascribed to the entire race all too often. But what's unfortunate is here in 2025, now we have to contend with the fact that there's people who are so sick and tired of seeing those negative aspects, those negative individuals in the black community attracting all this attention. That's what is spurring this black fatigue. I think it's something that needs to be talked about. And until we turn inward and address the issues in our own communities, I fear that this is only going to continue and get get worse.
I do believe the conversation of talking and
He said that well, man. I think the same thing. Like, it's only gonna continue and get worse. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let him easy talk.
acting black is an outdated conversation slash narrative that most people are having. In 2025, people are seeing that black people come in all different shapes, sizes, and flavors. Now, maybe he is like, I don't know, 60 years old undercover, like he's got a dyed beard or whatever the case may be. But if you are getting hit with claims that you are acting white in 2025, there's probably more to it, because we know that black people watch anime. We know that black people participate in politics. We know that black people participate in country music, whether it's making it or listening to it, you know, things that would be traditionally ascribed to white people, or things that would traditionally be ascribed to different races or ethnicities of people, or whatever the case may be. So it is not just the way that you act or the things that you correspond with that give you that name, but ultimately it's probably some of your actions. Listen, this is a tired conversation already, and we just begun. It's crazy that a lot of this conversation, at least from my perspective, stem from
I gotta pause this real quick, y'all. Gotta move. Gotta move this up just a little bit. See how that looks on my live. Yeah, I'll leave it right there. Alright. Back to the video.
celebratory group of young people that have some sort of accomplishment dancing and singing in the respective homes or respective safe places that they have for one another.
What is it that you want me to say? That it fits the narrative, that it's the perfect stereotype of what people are labeling black culture, that our people want to be respected amongst everybody else in the world, because it's not just the United States of America.
Mind you, this all stems from dancing. Like, when the hell did we get so critical or so, upset about dancing, especially dancing in a non-sexual manner? Like, there's nothing wrong with the way that these people are doing anything in terms of celebrating. They're not, I don't know, destroying street signs or flipping over cars after their favorite sports team won, or they're not punching people or fighting people because they got into an argument that their favorite sports team has won, or doing anything around sports when their favorite sports team wins. People criticizing dancing specifically at a graduation is very weird to me. It's policing. And I think that it's also weird to take the videos and pictures, put the sounds behind it, and overanalyze the situation as a whole, especially when these people are doing.
Yeah, that's one thing people gonna do. They gonna clip up a video and make it seem more than what it is. And then, like Omizi said, they just dancing, bro. What? What's wrong with that, bro? What's wrong with that? People do it all the time. And they not throwing ass, they not doing none of that. Like, they just vibing after graduation. Like, what's the issue? What's the real issue? Like, come on now. It's 2025.
Doing what a lot of people would think is something that is celebratory. Even the people who are criticizing, it's great to celebrate a graduation, but you don't do it like this. You don't do it like that. Well, damn, this is silly. But I went down the hashtag of what black fatigue is to see if people were really picking apart culture or picking apart anything worthy of talking about for real, to see more examples of what people are classifying as black fatigue and whether it was just another dog whistle. I really gave this a chance. But the more I scrolled, the more racist it got. Hashtag black fatigue, billions wasted trying to educate a race whose only interest is violence and destructions. Teachers should not have to also be bouncers and bodyguards. Now, don't get me wrong. The behavior being displayed on camera is 100% wrong. My problem is this overgeneralization of people and making it so that a whole race is being covered under the black fatigue hashtag. It's literally.
Yeah, and that's what I was just gonna say. Like it's not everybody in the community, in the black community, that acts this way. But since the eyes are on us and we control social media, we control the narrative, we get this display of everybody's like that. You know what I mean? And it's not cool. I didn't even know what black fatigue really meant, so this is new to me. Um, that's not cool. You know what I mean? Like this is what's being brought to us in 2025. Like, come on, bro. And we not making it any better with acting out in public or wilding out for whatever reason. Like, we got to control our emotions. You know what I mean? We gotta know right from wrong. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is, man. For real. This is nasty work. Nasty work. It's disgusting.
Literally
Sad.
dressed up racism. It's people taking these one-off situations, covering a whole society, and then using it as a reason to spread racist rhetoric or segregationist rhetoric or whatever ideologies they have to spread or use or whatever the case may be. There are plenty videos of black people graduating. There are plenty videos of black people that are, accomplishing goals. There are plenty videos of black people just doing what people would generally consider positive things. I don't see that under the black fatigue hashtag. As I look under the hashtag, I do see actions that are deplorable and nothing that I would endorse. But that is not the full perspective and picture of black people. And I also see a bunch of people taking the opportunity to spread their racist rhetoric underneath it. Now, do I think that we all play a part in the conversation when it comes to generalizing a collective of people? Sure. I think a lot of people have painted pictures about whatever group of black people that you want to name, whether it be MAGA blacks or the black community on YouTube and how we paint them as people who only do deplorable actions, or, just black people as a whole, white people as a whole, Mexican people as a whole. There's groups of people that get painted with certain brushes of light, but that doesn't mean that we all should fit under this nasty hashtag of black fatigue or X, Y, and Z fatigue or whatever. Do we hear ourselves? And do we hear the black people in this conversation trying to justify other people getting a racist phrase off?
Black fatigue is real. Everybody is tired of black people, but it's two specific types of black people that everyone is tired of. Number one,
he doesn't even hear how he's sounding. Everyone is tired of black people, including you, but everyone is tired of two specific groups of black people. So if everyone is tired of black people in the first sentence, because adding that but everyone is that doesn't make any sense. If everyone is tired of black people, everyone is tired of you as well. So what are you doing that?
He's a goof. That's why. He's a goofy, bro. And this is why I say it. Once again, it's not everybody in the black community. It's some people that just goofy, bro. Some people goofy. Some people act out. It's in every community this happens. This ain't just a black people thing. That's another thing that we gotta change. It's just not a black people thing. We've seen other communities do the same thing. We've seen it. So I don't understand what you mean. Everybody's tired of black people, but these two specific groups, like, what are you talking about, bro? You sound dumb, bro. Like, you not black. Like, what are you talking about?
That is also getting lumped into this, and how is that not racist?
everybody is tired of loud, ghetto, and ratchet, and violent, and mean, and angry all the time. Everybody is tired of them. Nobody wants to deal with them. Even other black people do not want to deal with these people. You know when you see them in public, you know when they're gonna give you attitude at the CVS. Everybody knows it, and they want to avoid it. The second group of black people that everybody is tired of is this sort of like fake, black, bougie intelligentsia who kind of like walks around telling everybody how they're supposed to think or speak or act when it comes to anything black. These are the most privileged black people in the world. These people have built enormous platforms and have so much money, and yet they are still perpetual victims all the time. And all they ever do is lecture white people about how to talk to or about black people, and then they lecture other black people if they don't talk or think or speak in ways in which they approve. Black fatigue is real. Everybody is so tired of both of these groups of black people that they don't know what to do. So yeah, black fatigue is real, and I got it.
Now, I think Rob Smith has his own personal agenda here when he's pushing his black fatigue rhetoric or conversation. Like, especially in this second group of black people that are telling him how to think or what he should do, etc., etc. The intelligentsia, whatever he called it. I've never heard people be called that. But I'm going to be quite honest with you here. I don't run into these black people quite often. Like, these are places and spaces in which I think that he purposefully puts himself in or is taking from the internet or whatever the case may be. And those are the types of people who then get on his nerves because he has to make content out of it. Like, not saying that I don't deal with people who are loud, not saying I don't deal with people who people will classify as ratchet, not saying I don't deal with people who are black and want you to think a certain way. But when I see those people, I just see people, because I also see other people who do the same thing. I don't know. I just don't classify it as something that is race specific. Now, I do think that there is some credibility to like that second group of people that he's talking about. Black people who are becoming informed or are starting to open their eyes and understanding systemic issues for the first time or discovering their identities as they get older. Trust me, I'm a 28-year-old man. I've gone through, growth and maturity in the deep South. Like, I understand that concept, and those people can be annoying. But I do think that people finding themselves on whatever journey that they take can be annoying as a whole. They think that they're more important than anybody else, and everything that they say is gospel because they just learned this new concept or this new phrase or whatever the case may be. But I think that exists everywhere. Have y'all ever met a teenager who just...
That's what I said, man. It exists everywhere. It's just not a black people thing. That's I hate that this black fatigue thing is even